Thank you, Lisa. My name is, as you said, Marie Ekström Trägårdh, head of Sectra Imaging IT Solution. And I will say it's great to be here. And who am I then? Well, I've been working at Sectra for 25 years now. I guess I'm one of the oldest employees we have. Even Torbjörn is, of course, older than me. So I started at Sectra '96. And I, in fact, started as Sectra Communication, building crypto products for the private industry. My background is in computer science and healthcare, and I have interest in both, I would say, because IT is something that is one of my main interests. And you work a lot when you have position as we have, and then to do something meaningful while the time you work is super important for me. And I really think I can combine these two, my interest with my working life in healthcare. 1999, Sectra acquired a company, a risk company, Radiology Information System in Örebro. And at that time, I became the president of that company. And since then, I've been in different management positions. 2011, Torbjörn decided that we should join the product divisions together with all the country operations, because it's quite easy that you create silos. And as you've heard, culture is super important for us. We want everyone working for us to strive for the same goals. That's why we put together the computer divisions together with all the country operations. And I got the honor to become manager for that division, calling Sectra Imaging IT Solution. At that time, we also saw a trend in Scandinavia that our customer wanted to have more different kind of images into their archives. So that's how we also, at that time, entered the enterprise imaging market. What I will talk about today is pretty much the same again as the other half, although I will dig a little bit deeper into how we are organized at imaging today. As we said, we have our product and service department. That's the headquarters, where we build our product. We have the product management, we have the product development, and we're also running our cloud operations. That division is, or part of our organization, is run by Mats Björnemo. And then we have sales and marketing. We also steer that from our headquarters, run by Fredrik Gustafsson, to make sure that we're selling the same solution, not promising too much, and have control over our sales funnel, what we're doing there, as well as our marketing. Our partner organization also belongs to Fredrik's organization. And then we have our newest part, and that's the customer success management organization. We think we need to do it at the same we work in the same way globally. That's why we have a global matrix organization led by Linköping. Otherwise, again, culture is super important. We need to work with our customer the same way in all countries, and we need to have control and check that we are going okay with customer satisfaction. That's why we have created that department. So these three parts create mostly the headquarters. Then we have subsidiaries out in 3 regions. We have North America, Scandinavia, and we call it rest of the world. That's our 3 regions. And that's the way of us to have control. It's easier to have 3 regions than to have 11 spread subsidiaries. In North America is Canada and US, and Isaac, you will tell us more about US, and I will tell you a bit about Canada. We have Scandinavia, our home market, where we have Denmark, Norway, Sweden. Finland is handled by one of our partners. And then we have something we call rest of the world. There we have Australia, New Zealand. We have Benelux, that's Holland and Belgium. We have DACH, Germany, Switzerland, Austria. Portugal also handling parts of Spain, and then UK. So this is the countries where we have our subsidiaries, legal units. But the one who really decides here is the customer. And we are a customer-driven organization. Whatever we do it together with a customer. We don't invent anything behind a desk in Linköping without interaction with the customers. So customer is key, and that's our core value, I would say. We also have a vision at IMIT that's saying that in every 5th year, we will double the number of exams we do. And we focus, as Torbjörn said, to the diseases that creates the most burden on healthcare today, and that's cancer diseases and the old man's disease. To be close to the heart of our employees, we say that every 5th year we double the number of patients we help, because that's closer to your heart than just a financial number. To be able to control that and running in the same direction in all our subsidiaries, we are almost 900 people, around a third of them in the headquarters, the rest is spread all over the world. So it's super important to hold us together. We had 3 goals, we call them OKR, because that's the methodology we're working with. There is number 1, build for sustainable growth. Every company want to grow, but we just not want to grow. We also want to do it sustainable and have control. Customer satisfaction is key when we grow. That's why the goal lead the customer success, that we check the way we work with a customer, and also as we're going in the right direction is super important. And then, of course, cloud. Cloud is coming, and cloud really help us to facilitate the other 2 goals. The growth strategies we have at IMIT, most of you maybe know this, of course, we aim for organization with high production. Usually in these clusters, because this usually becomes more and more regions, or it's cluster of private hospitals in US, they have an university hospital in the middle. That's not always the case, but that's usually the case. The market today that we're looking in is, of course, replacement market, because most departments are already digitalized a couple of years back. And also the consolidation trend opens up for a lot of new procurement. And this is really the case right now. The way we work with cloud and the way we do our offering, which Fredrik will tell you more about, is something I will say is a true software as a service, because we take care of everything for the customer. They're just buying a service. They don't have to care about anything else. A lot of other vendors, then you have to buy bit by bit, but we take care of the whole solution. And that's something I'm proud of, because I think that's really best for the customer. We focus on expansion in Europe and US, where we have our subsidiaries. But if we go outside that, we work with our partners, which we have spread globally, and I will get back to that as well. So this is the growth strategies. This is the fundament that we can grow. This was something that was created at Sectra many years ago, the foundation and the architecture of platform, or enterprise platform for all ologies, where we have the core functionality handling our archive, no matter if it's on-prem or if it's in cloud, if it's our PACS or VNA, where we can have the tools to integrate the EMR system with different patient ID system or whatever needed, where we can handle privacy and integrity, which becomes more and more important in today's society, as you heard Magnus talking about, unfortunately. We handle workflow management, because there's a lot of integration and there's a lot of workflow. And I will get back to workflow, because provide our customer, our end users, with efficient workflow is super important for today's healthcare. And then, of course, business continuity. So this is the foundation of where our products relies on. And then we started with radiology imaging a long time ago, when Torben I was almost not born then, kind of. Orthopedics, as you heard, with the templating, was also early out. Then we continued with breast imaging and pathology. And you can already see here the trend. Radiology imaging, breast imaging, and digital pathology is all cancer care. It all goes together. But then, to be able to deliver a full enterprise suite, you need to have cardiology. So that is something we have invested in and are investing in heavily, to be able to have a full solution for our customers when it comes to cardiology imaging. Then, of course, to catch images, it could be a video for a theater, operation theater, or there could be a photo of a skin or whatever. You can do a lot of image capture, of course, and ophthalmology, our newest baby, eye care, I would say. And then, of course, genomics. This goes hand in hand. And to be able to have all images available at the same time and have workflow going seamlessly through this, our platform is built for this. And so it has been for many years. Then, as everyone knows AI is coming. How can we use that in our platform? Well, we have chosen a strategy and a platform we call Amplifier Services. We did that just before the pandemic, where we had a cooperation with an university in Holland, where they have built a platform, and we have continued developing that platform, where you can add on AI apps. The apps we choose to have, can we do our own, or we do it together with the customer? So we're finding out which AI app will be most useful for them, what AI apps can help them in their workflow and in daily life. And then we test apps, we integrate apps in our platform, and we take care of everything concerning finance, invoicing, and everything like that. So the customer just have to start using it as a service. Our AI applications are seamlessly integrated into the workflow, because we strongly believe to be efficient, if you're going to use AI and you need to go to another workstation, start up an application, sending images there, that will be difficult, it will take too much time. That's why we have integrated it into our platform. So this is our way to get use of AI, and I strongly believe that this is a very efficient way for our end users to work with this. What's happening then? Well, as I described our organization in the beginning, and we have changed it. We did a quite large reorganization 2 years ago, and that was in fact the first reorganization we have done since 2011, because we believe we should not change too much too often. But what we saw, of course, is our customer is going from on-prem. That means to have most of our customers had their hardware, they bought their hardware themselves, they upgrade the system, they take care of everything, and we have a lot of different environment to cope with. That was the situation before the pandemic. Today, we have cloud. And I would say most of our opportunities in our sales funnels is cloud opportunities. So that's the direction we're going. And then we need to change our organization accordingly. So this is how we look before the pandemic, I would say. We were a traditional hierarchical organization, where we have a large support organization working with many customers. We have a deployment organization installing at many customer sites. That was how we organized. But when you grow, and also when you're going into cloud, you have to become the customer's IT department, because they don't have anyone on their own anymore. We are the one delivering the services to them. So we need to know much more about them, and we need to build a close relationship. And that's really hard to do if you meet with new people every day. That's why we form more like a DevOps optimized organization, where we have pods and groups at Sectra, and one group working with a cluster of customers. Then you get to know the customer. You know the needs of them, you can understand where they're going, you can help them, and they feel safe. And we build trust. So that's the way we are working. And this is also feedback loops between our headquarters and our pods out in the countries. This is super important to be able to understand what's going on there, and also that the customer feel that they have a relationship with us, that we are a true partner for them. To be able also to handle these pods, so not every pod doing on their way, we structure this in a customer success management, meaning that we have one way of working with a customer. We have a structured way of communicate with our customers, saying that each of these pods should have monthly meetings with them, quarterly meetings with them. We're building reports so they can track their tickets. We're building reports so they can track different performance metrics. So we make sure that we handle our customer in a very professional way. This also means that we can be much more proactive. We can see if the customer are using our products in the right way, or have they missed something. Today, when the customer are responsible for upgrades and of new releases themselves, it can take up to 2 to 3 years before our new products gets in use. But now we have control in our cloud organization because we do the upgrades. We make sure that we get out our latest releases, and we can also see how our customers are working with our products. Is there something they don't understand? Is there something they don't use? And of course, what we aim for is that we should see trends in their environment before they see it, so they don't need to call us. We see it already. That's the direction we're going when monitoring our systems. So that was a bit about how we are organized. And to check, I think Torbjörn has mentioned most of this already, to check that we are in the right direction, we have these class surveys. And I was in Utah, where Class Institute have their headquarters, and got the report together with Isaac and his team of what goes right and what goes wrong. They interview hundreds of customers every year, and they tell us trends. That's something every vendor can get, so it's not only we. Well, they say, well, this is a trend we see, this is a behavior you maybe should change, etc., etc. And this started already 2012, when we got our first best in class, where they said to us, you shouldn't just solve a ticket, you should solve the customer problems. And we listened to that. A couple of years back, when we have got some of these best in class rewards, they say to us, just because you're number one in class, you have to be humble and don't drop the ball. And that's something then I present to our organization, say, hey, we are number one here, but we have to stay humble. We can't drop the ball because we just, at the moment, are best in class. So that's how we work with culture, and that's how we work with class. So that's a lot about us. Let's go to the next part, and that's the current market position. What we aim for today is to have more than 50% of the market in the segments we target and in the countries where we have presence. That's what we aim for today. And to give you some examples, as we said, we're targeting to double the number of exams in 5 years. As you can see here, it's going better than we have planned for, so we are way above that. And the other one, this is the curves showing how we use our universal viewer, or our end users, the referring clinicians use our the referring physicians use our universal viewer, and also how our diagnostic viewer is used. So you can really see the trend, how we have a huge increase of usage, and I'm quite convinced that this will be even steeper nearby. This is another tool, which I'm super proud of. It's the image exchange portal. And these are supposed to look like UK. Anyway, in UK, we have all public institute connected to image exchange portal. And that product is a product coming from a very successful acquisition, which we did around 10 years ago. Something like that. Burnbank, that was a small company in UK who had developed a product because it was a local development asked for by NHS. And we bought that company, acquired that company around 10 years ago. We have further developed this product, of course. It's now running in the cloud, in a cluster solution. That was not the case when we bought the company, but we bought the network in this case. And we have developed further this network. So now every public hospital are connected. And you can imagine how many images and how many patients' exams is going through the whole country. This seems quite natural, but this is not the case. I would say in most countries and regions, even inside Sweden, there's a problem transferring imaging between different systems. That's a real problem. And I can also imagine how many lives we have saved by handling a trauma from Scotland to a doctor in London in a quite easy way, because this is very easy to work with today. This is also connected to patient portal. As you know, patient demands increases, and they want to get part of their journal and their history. So patient can also go in and check their images in our patient in the exchange portal. Today we have almost 500,000 users. That's quite cool, I think, at least. If we go into our other segments then, Scandinavia, we are market leader in Scandinavia. That was our home market. We also last year won Region Capital of Denmark, which of course opens up for more growth in Denmark. We're still growing though in all countries. That's because of the Sectra 1, where our customer can broaden their portfolio. If they don't have pathology, they could just add on pathology at the same platform, or cardiology, or what they need. So even in Norway and Sweden, we grow a lot. Just a comment here is that in Sweden, last 5 years, all new sales has been cloud-based, but that's our private cloud, not our public cloud. Because of GDPR, you're not allowed to have public cloud yet in Europe. If you go to rest of the world, where we have gathered the other countries, except for North America, we are market leader and we're still growing in United Kingdom, Iberia. Iberia is both Portugal and Spain, and in the Netherlands, especially in Belgium. And that's very nice. We're expanding in rest of the countries, Switzerland, Austria, Belgium, France, Germany, Australia, and New Zealand. Then the highlights for North America. It's going fast now, but I have so much to tell you, so I have to. And I'm really proud of what we're doing. US is what Isaac is heading. We have been there a long time. 98, we started it up. And today we have 57 multi-site health systems, and that's quite cool because these systems, healthcare provider, they're not small. And this is Canada, and Canada was earlier belonging to our organization in US, but since 2017 it's its own unit, so we should be able to focus on their needs. And we see a really strong growth there right now. The whole market is out for replacement, I would say, in Canada, and that's cool. These two countries cooperate a lot. So we're looking at North America as one region. In the countries where we don't have presence, we work with partners, as I said before. We have today 20 partners globally. We are quite picky when we decide who to work with because we really want the culture fit. That's super important for us. If the culture doesn't match, we shouldn't go with that partner or reseller. There could difference what kind of partners we choose. Some of them only works with pathology. Some of them could take the whole enterprise imaging suite. So that it depends on the partner, of course, and in the market where we think there's an opening for us or a gap so we can come with our solutions and fill. The opportunities really will be facilitated by cloud because when we have a cloud solution, that core is installed by a group of people in Sweden. So we can have control over the installation, and then the partner do the deployment, they do the first line support, they do the running operations, but we have control over the core of the installation. And that's the same for our subsidiaries as well. When they have on-prem solution, you know, when customer own their own solution, each solution, each size looks different. So this also opens up for a better way to provide product support because we have more similarities in our sites than we had before. Competition then, that's something usually the finance market ask about. We have, of course, I have divided it into two parts, one local competition and global competition. And if we start with the local competition, we see most of our local competitors are active on only one or a few markets. The variation in portfolios could be different. Some of them are only competing in pathology, some are only competing in radiology. It depends, it's a variation there. We also see that some of them are being bought up by private equity companies, and then they try to put together different companies into one. That's a challenge to do, we know that, and some of them we see suffering from this. Short term, we believe that being a true SaaS vendor, working with the broad portfolio we have, and the close relation with a customer is our key differentiator, absolutely, and our strength. There's a big step for most of these local actors to become a global actor. So, because the step from going locally to global has increased the last year, I will say. There's so many new security and governance hinders on the way. And if you take, for example, running a cloud operations, there's so many roles you need to have and fulfill that requires a lot of resources to be able to commit to the local governance rules. So that's why we think the hindering from being a small local actor to become global has increased quite a lot lately, last years. When you look at the global competition, we see the big ones, mostly the old modality vendors and ex-film companies. They are active in all markets, more markets than we are. They have a very broad offering. But what we have seen lately is the split that they go into separate healthcare units, as GE did lately. Short term, we're still strong in competition with them on the market where we have presence. We also believe that this has shown to be the truth. Customer dissatisfaction, being adaptable, and also that we can act quite fast if there's something that is needed for the local market. And many of these large vendors losing market share. I think I hope of that. Bundle deals also could be something, but I will also say here that we can also work with scanner vendors to bundle deals for our customers. Future opportunities then, what do we see? Well, Torben, I think, mentioned most of this. Healthcare has resource range. AI and better workflow will be super important. There's a lot of legacy system out in the market which is just waiting to be replaced. IT security drives consolidation and moving to the cloud. The market trends today, we see the consolidation continues. Digital pathology is really taking off. You can see our press releases, both in Scandinavia, UK, and now in US. Financial pressure drives efficiency again. Brilliant workflow, super important. And Sector 1, which Fredrik will talk about, enables a true enterprise imaging. Our way forward, as I'd explained, to summarize it, we're going for a global organization. We truly believe in customer success management. That is the key. Customer satisfaction, without that, we're nothing. Sector 1 cloud will be important. Efficiency and best practice. With these components and working and staying with what we believe in our core values, we are geared for success. But most important of all, that is close to all our heart, is the patient. As long as we can build product that is good for the patient, I think we will have a good future. Thank you.